Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Drop-In Morning Show with the Teach Better team, where we are live every single morning, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern. We are currently streaming over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And shout out to those of you listening over on the Teach Better Talk podcast. It is Friday, March 25th. Many of us were up late celebrating the Teach Better team's 7th birthday yesterday, and we are so excited to recap the week with all of you and continue to highlight all the incredible people that have contributed to the amazing stories and learning opportunities that we've had over the last 7 years. Please go fill up your coffee. Let's get ready for a great Friday. Brad Hughes is here. Let's do this. Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, March 25th. Can you believe it? We just celebrated the Teach Better team's 7th birthday yesterday. Brad, are you still coming off of the excitement of all the cake and celebration we had last night?
Ray, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'd just like to ask everyone to keep their voices down. I've got Chad Ostrowski over here. He's snoring. He's got icing over his face. Jeff Gargas is over here. He hasn't even got his party hat off yet. And I've just covered them with blankets. They're so cute when they're sleeping, aren't they, Ray? So if we could, but yeah, I think everyone just needs time to recover from the 7th birthday bash. And it's a great day for us to recap and share the excitement of turning 7, right?
So fun. I know, I was debating. I was like, the day after your birthday, can you still keep celebrating? And we decided at least today to go with a yes. So the green birthday celebration background is still up. We're taking one more day to at least reminisce off the fun. And then for any of you who are not involved, don't worry, you can still get involved for our last day today over at teachbetter.com/happy birthday to be a part of the fun. So lots of options.
We've already got Josh, Andrea, Alex checking in to say good morning. It's wonderful. We can keep the party going all morning and all week long if we want, Ray. How was your week, and what are your reflections on 7 years of good things, good luck, and great service at Teach Better?
Oh, it's been so fun. This week has been wonderful. I love the celebration. I love the prep. And to be honest, I said this last night when we were all together for our virtual kind of like little party we had last night. I really feel like this is not only Teach Better's birthday, but everyone's birthday, everyone's moment to celebrate that, hey, the team has been around for 7 years. And whether you joined 5 minutes ago or you've been around for 7 years, there's a whole lot to be able to reflect on and celebrate and everything in between. And we were able to give a little shout out to Jeff and Chad, our two co-founders, and that was kind of nice to be able to highlight them a little bit as well.
Really an incredible team, and what really resonated all week long, Ray, as we were celebrating is that philosophy of service before sales. Make sure we're helping people so that we're building a foundation of trust and trustworthiness, so that when other things are on offer, people know, yeah, they're a great gang, they're a great group, they're committed to teacher and kid well-being, and let's go teach better.
Love it. So fun, so fun. Brad, how was your week in general? School, I mean, obviously you were celebrating, very busy celebrating Teach Better birthday, but how are all the things in your life?
All the things are good. All the things are good. I'm still tremendously proud of our staff and students, Ray. Here in Southern Ontario, mask mandates were lifted in the province. And so we had a mixture of kids returning to school without masks and with masks, taking a very sensitive and a very gentle approach as we kind of ease back into a new normal, or sort of a refreshed normal. And my direction to our staff members this week, each and every day, was to be gentle. Go into each day gently with yourself and gently with others. Because as we know, when stress is high and energy is low, then there's a risk that there's going to be misunderstanding, conflict. And so my message out to everybody is to continue to be gentle on yourselves and gentle with those around you. Space and grace are still the name of the game, and continue to look for the joy. Look for the joy in your interactions with kids today, to restore you and to end off a great week. So I've had a really great week at school and at home, Ray. How about you?
Yeah, it was really interesting. Yesterday I did a I don't know what to call it, a presentation, a workshop. I don't know what it was, but I did a little activity with a group of educators from all over North America with the Bar Center. For those of you who
Mhm.
are not familiar, definitely go check out the Bar Center. They're doing incredible things to continue to foster the right culture in schools. And we really love being able to highlight a few of their staff members during 12-hour live, kind of everything in between. But my time with them really was focused on some of what you're talking about. How do you ensure that things stay kind of even keel? How do you ensure that people continue to stay happy? And how do you ensure that you are all working to be a part of the solution? And it was based off of some of the strategies in the Teachers Deserve It book that
Mhm.
Adam Welcome and I published in 2020. But a lot of the concepts were, what are the fastest ways to keep people happy? And if we know that, we're better and we can serve our staff more effectively. So it was a really interesting conversation yesterday. It was really nice to be able to talk to that group.
It really is an interesting time of year, isn't it? As in many districts, as Josh said here, in his district, heading into the fourth quarter, and we're talking about finishing strong, but we're also talking about keeping our eye on the ball in front of us. And it's tough to navigate, isn't it, Ray, between goal setting and continuing to look ahead to the future, but also remaining in the present. Jeff Gargas and our friend Joshua Stamper in their Aspire mailbag recently talked about this idea of having your foot in two places, here and now and looking to the future. And their advice was just to stay committed to what's right in front of you and make sure that what you're anticipating is also connected to your personal and professional goals right now. So all power and all energy and all encouragement to educators and school leaders who are in the thick of things right now, reckoning with things like scheduling and staffing and budgeting, all of the administrative tasks that make the school environment secure so that people can focus on their core tasks. A very interesting time in education right now, Ray. Not to mention that we are still living, learning, and teaching in a global pandemic.
Oh, such a good reminder. I do want to give a shout out to Brian in the comments, who was a part of the PD I was able to facilitate yesterday. Brad, isn't it so cool when you go into a professional development, whether it be virtual or in person? You walk in, the people that maybe you've been discussing what the topic should be, and all the planning that goes with that. Some of the leadership teams, and then you walk in and you see a familiar face. I love when that happens. Brian, it was so nice to see you, a great Teach Better family member face in that community. It was very, very fun. So
I
always
love
good
when
to
that
chat.
happens too. Love it.
Yeah. And it's so good that we saw a lot of friends last night. Thank you to those of you who joined our Teach Better birthday party. We know that not everybody could join, but what a great collection of educators all in one space, kind of celebrating
Mhm.
together in community. Lots of giggles shared. And shout out especially to Livia Chan, Carrie Pitstick, Andrea Coach Brenner over on the Teach Better team, who planned a really fun birthday bash. So such a good week so far.
I think we had over I think we had between 40 and 50 members of our Teach Better party last night. And
Yeah.
also we had a chance to interact with a number of Teach Better family members, like the kids of our Teach Better team. And that's what it's all about, Ray. You bring your loved ones to a party, and you're showing by example to your little ones that there are loving and connected adults in the world. And even at a distance, kids know when adults delight in their presence, and that was evident last night too.
Oh yeah, the kids stole the show. There was no question there. There were lots of cats and dogs who you thought would take the win, but the kids stole the show last night. That was a really fun little boost. I will say that's a really easy transition, Brad, obviously, to our happy feed, our moment of gratitude that we're able to do every single morning, where we document using a free app. For those of you who have not checked it out, it's an app called Happy Feed, and it really allows us a simple moment of documentation of gratitude every day, but also an opportunity to revisit those moments of gratitude as well in a variety of different mediums. And I really love that there's a lot of gratitude happening this week. What are your thoughts on our moment of gratitude using the Happy Feet app?
What's making me happy today is just the glow of connecting with all of the Teach Better friends and family last night, even at a distance. Uh, I feel so much gratitude for the Teach Better team and the Teach Better family, and I've grown tremendously, both personally and professionally, as a result of being involved. I mean, wonderful opportunities for me to grow, share what I know, continue to be eager to learn and connect, and shenanigans, Ray. I'm grateful for the shenanigans that come along with it too. I think green is an absolutely appropriate color for Teach Better. Green makes me think of the luck of the Irish, and of course those shenanigans. And spending time with you, Ray, is like tumbling down a four-leaf clover field in the brilliant spring sun. It's just wonderful.
What a good timely thing. I thought St. Patrick's Day was over, but no, guys, we're continuing it. There's a lot of luck and good things to share. I love it. I did put a green heart in our documentation this morning in the Happy Feet app. So as I wrote out our moment of gratitude, also made sure to include a green heart. I feel like I could just tell that was going to be something that you wanted in there.
We're already grateful for so many people in the comments this morning. And if you want to throw a shower of green hearts our way, make it a green heart avalanche. We would love to see you in the comments this morning. Let us know how your morning is shaping up, and let us know how we can brighten your morning, or share some fun or share some advice. Just want to make sure that you're set for the day here on a Friday.
As we continue to enjoy those green heart showers, let's head into our good news and our holidays and everything in between. We'll be right back. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, March 25th. I know many people are either exiting, they're enjoying their last few moments of spring break, or they're entering into a possible week of spring break, or maybe you still have some time, or maybe you still finish up a vacation. We've been talking about how spring break is really a huge span of time, but either way, we're thrilled that you are choosing to spend your day, your morning here with us. Brad, there's a lot of good news and a lot of holidays to share. Where should we get started?
Ray, I think we should get started with the good news first, and then shift to our holidays. How does that would that just make your Friday?
That would make my Friday.
Ray, good news this morning comes from Instagram. Happy News, Good News feed. It's the feed that you shared with me, Ray. It's been awesome. Just shows up week after week with incredible stories. This story is about self-powering roads, Ray. That is the friction and weight the kinetic energy created when cars travel on roads with energy capturing sensors in them actually creates power. So by traveling on these roads with the infrastructure to sense and to shape the energy, to capture the energy created by cars driving over it, it can actually power our communities, Ray. So it really is about synergy. It is about shifting our focus from maybe fossil fuels to electric, but also making sure that our infrastructure is designed to capture that energy. And there is a school connection. It reminds me of how connections and relationships work in a school or a community setting. Those connections are both powering, empowering. They give people energy, and they're also restorative. So, my invitation to you, sort of inspired by this good news story, is to make it a point today to connect, to be aware of your surroundings as you go from important thing one to important thing two. And I promise those connections are going to be restorative for you. They're going to boost energy with other people and energy in your school community or in your professional community. You can be a self-powering car. You can power your school community simply by connecting and loving the people around you, Ray.
I love this connection. I love the opportunity that this technology is providing is while doing something, you're also like fueling yourself for the next mile, right? Fueling yourself for the next drive. That's so interesting that we can look at how we can maintain that type of lifestyle within ourselves, how we can pull something from the moments we're currently experiencing to fuel us for then the next moment heading our way. I like this very sustainable, Brad. Very
Right,
sustainable.
very sustainable. And Ray, here's how I think it works. Is I wonder if you monitor where you are in terms of your thoughts, feelings, your emotional state. I tend to spend a lot of time right up here, ruminating, thinking ahead, wondering about first, next, then, and finally. But if you and I are having a conversation and I can shift my gaze to you, if I can share my heart and intention with you, it's actually bringing me out of my head. It's bringing me out of thoughts that might be intrusive or persistent or distractions. And basically I'm like the dog who says squirrel. Like, I am distracted at the drop of a hat. But those connections get us out of our own thoughts and into someone else's space. And when we take away from those connections ways that we can lift each other, I leave every connection just a little bit brighter. Sounds simple. It might sound a little pie in the sky, rainbows and unicorns, but it really does work. Those connections. Just look outwards to connect. Look outwards to find ways to serve, and it could help you sustain or self-sustain your own battery through the day, right?
I love that. Self-sustain your own battery. Major takeaway.
Your
I
your own
know.
battery charger.
Yeah, I like that. Your own personal battery charge. That's how it should be. Brad, I don't want to necessarily take us off track, but this is so similar to a conversation I just recently had this week with an administrator. And I don't want to go too far down this road, but just an interesting concept for us to consider as we're thinking about the sustainability within ourselves, right? This
Mhm.
was an administrator that I mean this in like a really, just to add some context, like within the first 5 minutes, we were both like getting choked up with the
Mhm.
situation that this administrator was in. They had gone through kind of anything you can think of that is traumatic in a school building, and they had gone through about 7 of those situations in about 4 weeks.
Mhm.
And in this conversation, there was no way to provide a solution, because when you have that much trauma and conflict and sadness and hardship, there's no easy fix, right? It doesn't matter what you choose to put in that moment. There's going to need to be some sustainability that is slowly built within this building. And so we were taking the time together to brainstorm, right? And one of the things that really resonated with her was creating a joy list, which I feel like we've talked about
Mm.
possibly on the show, where you take a list and you list 20 things out that make you happy, and they all need to have different time frames. So one of the things on your list may take only 3 minutes to do. One of the things on the list may take 7 days to accomplish, but you list as many things as possible that bring you joy. And we discussed that this would be a really powerful thing to do with her team, her staff, because as her community kept thinking through kind of what they might need at any given moment, you could turn to a list that could give you some suggestions and some insight. And one of the things we joked about on the list is, like, Brad, I don't know what makes you happy, but something that makes me very happy is a 7-day vacation on a beach. Like that brings me so much joy. And so that would go on the list. But also what brings me joy is, spending 5 minutes on a phone call, catching up with a friend, calling you and talking shop. And so maybe that's only a 5 to 10 minute activity on my list. But how can we create that list to sustain us in the moments of need, to refuel us, even if it's in the middle of the workday? So just an interesting concept. Lots of connections here between that sustainability.
Something that really sits with me positively about that situation you were describing, Ray, was that each of you were positioned as companions in a difficult time. So neither of you was solution focused or answer focused. Sometimes we simply have to be companions to people who are experiencing hard things, experiencing pain, disappointment, grief. We just have to be companions. So sharing space with them, as you did with your principal colleague, to unpack the difficult things that have happened with no obligation and no expectation of you or on you to be the answer. And so often in education, we want to make things work. We want to make things easier for others. And often as school leaders or educators, we're focused on what's the solution, especially if there's a lot of stress. How can we relieve this stress as quickly as possible so I can get back to doing what I think I should be doing? But Ray, great credit to you and to your colleague for companioning each other through that moment. And let's look for those opportunities simply to be, not to be the answerer or to be the solver, but simply to be companions with people experiencing hard things and see where it goes.
Well, and I want to give a shout out, Brad, because I think sometimes when we think through how to be and be somebody who continues to add good into a situation, you feel like you need to be in a certain position to be able to do that. The leader that I was talking to was not the highest person on the totem pole by any
Mhm.
means, and yet still being a um positive solution seeker, not necessarily somebody who had a lot of autonomy in how the building was running, not somebody who had any autonomy in how communication was being shared, but still somebody who said, "Yeah, but I have an email, I have access to people, I can add some, to this positive conversation." So lots of brainstormed. I love the question. I'd love to hear all of you think through what might be on your joy list. Brad, something that we brainstormed, which was so funny during this conversation, is zucchini. Have you ever eaten zucchini?
Oh, all the time. Yep, yellow and green,
Yeah.
and we even bake zucchini loaf, Ray.
So something that we discussed is zucchini is something that when you eat it for our conversation brings me so much joy. I love that food. That's a great food. And so we were joking, well, making a meal with zucchini should go on your joy list because you have control over that, right? Maybe it's allowing a staff member to run out during their plan period to go buy a zucchini so when they go home, they can go make a great meal, or just the encouragement of having a special dinner with something very healthy and wonderful on your list. But sometimes a joy list has wacky things on it, but wacky things that bring you joy is still a good list. I liked it.
I want to pop up Lori Ann's comment and go, good morning, Lori. And Lori's school is doing a wellness bracket. So this is a way of structuring joy and structuring wellness in an intentional way that almost everyone can access. A 2 second or a 2 minute activity like stargazing, visit a new place. Sometimes we just need the script, right, Lori? We just need the script. We just need the ideas. And that'll spark an aha moment. And sharing those moments of joy intentionally with a structure for your staff. What an awesome idea. I'm going to steal that idea immediately.
I love that too. And I love that it's 2 seconds, 2 minutes. It should be quick. That's the point. We all can't take a 7-day vacation today unless you are. And then Brad and I want to come. But that's not necessarily a solution right in this moment. Sometimes that has to be planned months and months and months in advance. So I love the 2 minutes, 2 second concept. And when you make something a challenge, it's always more fun to do it. That accountability to look at two things, choose one, and actually turn it into an action is so fun.
Ray, in our internal Teach Better team meetings, we often start with an icebreaker that's like a bracket activity, Lori. So we ask our team members to choose between either or, and then one of us will keep track of them. That will be a great opportunity if you're starting a staff meeting or a faculty meeting, or if you are meeting on Zoom. That might be a great icebreaker to create that kind of bracket. What's bringing you joy? Would you rather that kind of thing, and get down to the joyful champion in the bracket.
Yeah, Lori in the comments is offering to share this. We'd love to see that, Lori, not only with
Love it.
us, but anybody else who maybe wants to connect with you. Go steal those ideas from Lori. So fun. Brad, I know we have a lot of holidays with us today, and these holidays bring me joy personally. So should we get into our holidays?
100%.
It is the official day of International Waffle Day. So for those of you who are enjoying your Friday morning here with us live, we need to go find some waffles. So waffles will be good. Brad, are you a waffle eater?
Not only am I a waffle eater, but I think waffles should be the official breakfast food of the Teach Better team, Ray. You know why?
Why is that?
Because they're shaped like grids.
Oh, ooh, I like this. I like this a ton. It's also National Medal of Honor Day. What a massive accomplishment receiving the Medal of Honor in the US.
Indeed.
And also, I don't know what this is. I'm not sure if I want to share it because I need to look more into it. But it's National Lobster Newburg Day. It's a day that's honoring a food. I'm gonna tell you, the food does not look good. This does not look like something I'm encouraging you to eat. It is red lobster. If you guys enjoy lobster, it has that in it. But this is not a dish that I can recommend, Brad. I need someone to tell us in the comments if they've ever had this. I'm gonna stick with my waffles. This lobster concoction looks a little sketchy.
Alex is saying when it comes to waffles, traditional, Belgian, or frozen, I'm going to say yes to all of those. Yes, yes, and
Yes.
yes.
Mhm.
Grateful to have access to real maple syrup for those waffles. So I'm thinking melted butter, maybe the salted butter, not the unsalted, but melted salted butter and a drizzle of real maple syrup. Can't beat it.
I feel like depending, it's really just a decision on time commitment. If you have a really busy morning this morning, go frozen waffles all the way. But you have some time to really enjoy the love and happiness that comes with eating this delicious Belgian waffle. There's no question.
I'm grateful to a staff member who gifted me a Mickey waffle maker. So if you visited Disney World or Disneyland, you can get the Mickey waffles at the breakfast buffet. So I can
Yeah.
make one Mickey waffle at a time, Ray, and just dust it with icing sugar. It's pretty cool.
Okay, we're all going to Brad Hughes' house for waffles later today. Let's all book our trip. I know we just said we couldn't handle a 7-day vacation, but this needs to happen. So definitely a waffle kind of day. As you think through your plans to hopefully incorporate a waffle into your day, whether it be this morning or even maybe you'll do breakfast for dinner this afternoon, we'll be right back with our brainstorm bank. morning, everyone. We're going to continue our conversation here on the Daily Drop In Morning Show as we are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. If you have not taken 2 seconds and gone to each one of those platforms and clicked like or follow, please do so. We always appreciate connecting with our Teach Better friends on different platforms in different ways. And so we really appreciate those of you who have taken the time on the platforms that you're active on or that you have accounts on to go follow the work that Teach Better continues to share out on social media. And then, of course, a special shout out to those of you listening on the podcast. We so appreciate you subscribing and choosing to rate and review this podcast. That really allows us to continue to reach other educators that want to join our Teach Better community. We love bringing people in and continue to grow our network. Brad, obviously for our discussion this week, our theme was simply celebrating our birthday. And as we had a number of different family members, a number of different guests on the show, which we'll get to hear in just a minute, what were your thoughts on having a full week dedicated to a little bit of celebration, a little bit of reminiscing? I mean, 7 years, it's pretty cool.
I thought it was so cool, Ray, for a few reasons. One is it allows us as a team and as a company to reflect on where we've come. And those moments of reflection are so important to make sure that what we do is continuing to be aligned with what we believe. And that is so, so true of the Teach Better team and family. The second is it's an opportunity to celebrate the people doing the great work and to recognize the importance and the impact of individuals coming together as a team. And the last thing is it invites people who are new to the Teach Better team or family to really understand from the inside out how we do what we do and why we do it the way we do it. And it's always an invitation. If it resonates with you, if you like the people that you're connecting with, if you see value, if you love to celebrate, if you love cake, the number 7, whatever you like, there's an invitation to bring more people into the Teach Better family. So I thought it was just awesome, like just awesome. I was so inspired by hearing about the history of the Teach Better team. And it also reminds us that everything in life is a creative act. We are creating our present and our future moment by moment, day by day. You know, Jeff and Chad were sharing how setbacks led to success. You were sharing how a shift in your professional life and your professional focus allowed you to open up opportunities and to really flourish as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as an author. But ultimately, the heart is educating and the heart is improving outcomes for kids by influencing and supporting the adults that serve them. So this is my kind of party, Ray. I think every day should be this kind of party.
Such a good party. We'd love to start off our conversation with all of you. If you don't mind taking 2 seconds in the comments, tell us about when, like how long have you been in the Teach Better community? I think that was a really interesting component of this week, Brad, and something that I've been able to do a lot of reflection on more than I expected this week is looking, it's been 7 years, but it hasn't been 7 years with this whole community. This community has doubled and tripled and quadrupled in size year after year after year. And so it's so interesting to me to look and ask our communities here how long they've been involved, because whether they just got involved this week and they're brand new to the Teach Better family, or maybe they've been involved for 6.5 years out of the 7, that's a huge accomplishment, and so many different stories and perspectives and opportunities kind of falling into that.
I met the Teach Better team through some online offerings when schools closed in the spring of 2020. And I seem to remember, I'm going to say it was September 2020, that I was taking part in a question and answer with Chad Ostrowski, and we were talking about the grid method. As a school leader, I was asking how will I know if the grid method and if this is right for our staff? How would I know when an educator is right to take it on? And Chad just invested, 10, 15 minutes of discussion with me. We didn't know each other yet, but he made me feel like a really valued friend and colleague right from the moment that I met him. And then it was a year ago this month, Ray, that I joined the Ambassador family. And then it was 6 months ago that I joined the Teach Better team as training and development specialist. So I am so grateful for this journey, and it's an awesome and fun ride with wonderful people.
See, that's so cool to hear just your history in the community as well. And the comments, I'm reading some of these comments about how long people have been involved, and they're all over the place. We have Brian joking that he's just been involved for about 2 months. Erin saying she's brand new. And then you have Alex in the comments that says, nope, I'm like on year 4. You have Jeff Gargas jumping in saying he's brand new. We all know that that's a lie. Jeff Gargas is one of the only ones that's been around for about 7 years. We didn't discuss that on yesterday's show, but I joined 2 years later. So I've only been around for 5 years. It's just very interesting to be able to reflect on every single person's journey. Holly's jumping in saying February 2020. 2020 was a big year for us connecting with friends. 2019 was a big year for us. Oh my gosh, it's just so much discussion. So fun.
And I know 2020 was a big year for many respects, but it was the intentionality of Teach Better. And I see Holly is starting to join the DDIs, and that's when I started to tune in as well, Holly, looking for ideas, looking for connection to support my staff members who had shifted to remote learning. And it was Teach Better's intention to be available to educators, and I took them up on that invitation, and so much better for it.
So fun. We appreciate all of you, no matter how long you've been around, but it is always fun to reminisce. And so as you continue to think through, the Teach Better team birthday celebration, the birthday bash we've been able to celebrate all week long, we just really appreciate that. Regardless of how you joined the community, we're really appreciative that you're here. It's interesting, Brad, we haven't really talked about this, but as a moment of reflection, I'm really eager to see how our current community continues to foster its growth beyond this birthday. We have somebody jumping in that's saying, oh, I've been here for 2 months. And it's interesting then how that person who's been around for maybe a short period of time invites one more family member into the Teach Better community, and maybe 2 more people join after that, and how the community continues to grow in that very organic, nature of, this is something I've enjoyed being a part of. How can I provide a warm welcome to somebody else to be a part of that community?
It reminds me, Ray, of the law of attraction, where the hypothesis is that the energy that you put out into the universe will attract others like you. And I remember a classroom poster I had, Ray, when I was teaching that said, surround yourself with who you want to be. And there was a picture of sharp pencils and picture of pencils. But the idea was that you want to look around your space and connect with people that are going to help you become the best version of yourself. And as we touched on earlier, that's going to be an iterative, a creative process. But I really believe that's what makes, part of the secret sauce of the Teach Better team is that not only are we committed to educating and to improving outcomes for kids, but we're also willing to be intentional to share what we believe and why we do it. We're willing to learn through setbacks, and we're also willing just to find the joy and share the shenanigans. So I think the law of attraction is alive and well in Teach Better, part of the secret sauce.
Friends, let's share the connections. I love it. All the shenanigans, all the secret sauce. Feel free to, as you're thinking throughout your day, a little challenge is, if you identify somebody that you walk past in the hallway or have a quick conversation with throughout your day, would they be benefited by joining our Teach Better community? And then how can we slowly but surely invite them in to at least see the opportunities before them? I like to describe sometimes the Teach Better community as, we're all standing in a really, really big hallway and all the doors are open, and you just get to decide which door you want to pop into day to day. You might want to check out a blog and read about something new, or take a course in the academy, or listen to a podcast in our Teach Better podcast network. Maybe you want to become an active participant every morning on the Daily Drop-In Morning Show. There's so many different ways to get involved in this incredible community. And if you ever see somebody in need, is there an offering that you can provide to help welcome them into one of the doors, so to speak, that you have enjoyed within this community? Just a little challenge as we continue to enjoy our Friday.
And Ray, there are so many opportunities for ordinary, so-called ordinary educators to share their voice. And that's what I think is really powerful about Teach Better Team. And that's what I think was reflected in our celebration this week, Ray, was that there are many ways for people to take a small step to share and receive, to connect and grow. And Teach Better Team also believes you can vote with your feet. If a seminar isn't meeting your needs, there's going to be something else coming up. If there is a course that's not meeting your needs, there's another one coming up. So constant process of regenerating and meeting the needs of the community. And again, all about serving kids.
I love it. I love it. We're going to transition here into our favorite segment. You guys know on Fridays, we have a little special tune that we're only able to share on Fridays that leads us into recapping the week and previewing what's coming up. We'll be right back. As we're dancing in the background, feel free to shake along with us. Good morning, friends. We are wrapping up the Daily Drop-In Morning Show all together, recapping the week. And Brad, there is a whole lot to recap. As many of you know, on Monday, we started with the one and only Jeff Gargas joining the party. And it was really fun to be able to have Jeff on the show a few times this week. He joined us on Thursday as well, but fun on Monday to be able to talk shop with, the boss of the Teach Better team and continue to enjoy that dialogue. Brad, I'm not sure if you caught it, but on Tuesday, Katie Miglin joined us. And it's always a good show when Katie's in the house.
I did catch it, and it always is a good show. The shenanigans were on volume 11 on Tuesday. So much fun. Katie, our chief discouragement officer of the Teach Better team, quite the opposite. Katie is the real deal, and Katie balances so many things in her personal and professional life and does it with such positivity, but also such good humor. I loved the episode Tuesday. I was just laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I will say we had many jokes that Tuesday was probably the worst episode of Daily Drop-In ever. There was zero value shared. But then later on, as we referenced that, people were like, no, it was so funny. So just to confirm, if you're looking for some lighthearted dialogue, that's probably a Tuesday episode, just so you know.
It was a good one.
On Wednesday, Jake Miller joined us. I love Jake Miller. It was so fun to have him join this week. He's somebody that was a very fun member to be able to connect with over at the Teach Better Conference 2019. And so it was really special to have him on this week to kind of see even just the development of Teach Better since that event when we were all physically together at a conference to where we are now. So that was a fun opportunity to talk shop with a gentleman very, very passionate about technology and supporting teachers. So a great episode there. And then Thursday, as I'm sure many of you hopefully saw, but definitely should go revisit if you missed it, we had Jeff Gargas and Chad Urschowski kind of reminiscing and sharing the backstory as co-founders of the Teach Better team. And, there were a lot of great moments sharing some history of the team here, but also some funny stories and putting them in the hot seat a little bit as well.
I loved learning about the different facets of life that brought Jeff and Chad together in sort of an unexpected way. And the idea of shifting focus to developing a learning system and leveraging Jeff's personal connections and business expertise to make that happen. And again, just reinforcing the power of creation. It's one step at a time, one setback at a time, one failure at a time. You want to fail forward, and this is what Chad and Jeff do so well. And I'm right there with you, fellas. I'm failing forward all the time. Jeff calls me a sharp pencil. Sometimes I think I'm kind of dull, Jeff, but it's Teach Better allows me to take risks and learn through what we try to accomplish together. And boy, you guys are a dynamic trio, the three of you. It's wonderful.
It was so fun being able to feature some of that history. And obviously, you've got more of that history and backstory and love and passion shared if you were able to join that birthday party Thursday night. That was so fun to be able to get people together and share a little bit of that reminiscing, but also a little bit of that celebration that definitely comes with any birthday bash. Brad, next week, we are focusing our conversation on language. We're discussing how the words we choose to share can really have specific impact and outcomes in the work that we're doing. On Monday, of course, we will kick off our daily drop-in show, but Jeff Gargas is not joining us. He is on the road supporting different schools across our country. So we have Dr. Dave Schmittou joining the Monday morning show. That will be a really wonderful opportunity for us to talk shop and hang out with Dr. Dave. On Tuesday of next week, we have Marie joining us, and Marie has been an ambassador in our Teach Better community for quite some time. And truly, shout out, her daughter stole the show at the birthday party yesterday. So I cannot wait to talk shop with Marie. She is such a passionate, wonderful educator and has always so much to share.
Marie and I make each other giggle with GIFs when we share our, or GIFs when we share our Teach Better messages. Hi, Marie. Hi. Hi, Marie.
So fun. On Wednesday, we have Leanne Rowell joining us. Leanne does so much in the space of education. I've actually been live with her on her platform to be able to celebrate the work that she's doing. So I think she'll be a natural here on the Daily Drop-In, but it'll be fun to explore the work that she continues to do. And then her counterpart, very close friend, Rochelle Danae Poth, will be joining us on Thursday to continue that conversation. I have also been with Rochelle so many different times. It'll be fun to be able to bring her into the Teach Better community on Thursday. And then, spoiler alert, Brad, we're together next Friday, but it is April Fool's next Friday. So sounds like trouble.
Ray, you have the right co-host for April Fools. I think I do too. I mean, I think
I'm kind of thinking maybe Daily Drop-In should be canceled next week, just on Friday. We'll be here all week, but I think Brad Hughes on April Fool's Day is a terrible combination.
well, it is early in the morning, no matter where we are in North America. So I want to proceed gently. We talked about proceeding gently with ourselves and each other. We don't need to rattle people with mischief, or maybe we do. I'm not sure. If you want to be rattled with mischief, let us know. If you want a gentle approach on April Fools, let us know. I can think of all kinds of mischief we can get up to behind the scenes, Ray, with StreamYard and our Daily Drop-In studio here. But anyway, we'll follow the lead of our listeners and viewers about how they want April Fool's Day to be celebrated.
All right, friends, let us know, because if we don't hear from you, it's going to be the weirdest show ever. So if you could help kind of drive and facilitate how this should go, please think of me and be nice. So let's see.
Alex wants a full hour of transition tunes, Ray.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny just to click all the buttons over and over.
Right.
I think that's a great April Fool's. I love it. So good. Brad, we are going to wrap up our show here, but I do want to spend, obviously, an intentional moment thanking our community for all that they do, not only for students, not only for colleagues, not only for staff and everybody within that educational ecosystem that we are committed to serving every single day, but really what you all continue to contribute to the Teach Better community. We would not be here and could not be here and wouldn't even be meeting our mission and our goals in life if you were not here. And we really appreciate those of you who choose to be an active part of this community. I can't wait for another 7 years. Should be great.
Ray, it reminds me of how we were talking about restoring our own energies by making those connections. So much power and so much good work happens through Teach Better because of goodwill. It's volunteering time to make lives better through personal connections, through learning. It really is a special, very special and unique learning community. Very proud and privileged to be a part of it, Ray. And I wish Teach Better and everyone involved not just 7 years, but 70 more years of success.
70 more years. I love it. We're going to say goodbye to you. Please enjoy our last few sips of coffee on this beautiful Friday. I'm going to play that really annoying birthday tune that I think I've heard too many times, but I think we only played it. This is the 4th time on the show. The last time we'll be able to play it as we wrap up our birthday celebration. So enjoy this little clip. If you have not blown out a candle or eaten a piece of cake, you still have permission to do so. And we wish you nothing but a fabulous weekend. See you next week, friends.
Bye, friends.
Happy birthday to